Greetings everyone. This is the Area 51 rider. I am just close to the Groom Lake Road entrance of Area 51, in case anybody's going to say I'm not even here. Hey, I'm here. And as promised, I'm going to answer questions. All right, here we go. Question and answer time. Mic over here. All right. I noticed a lot of the questions were exactly the same, so it probably would have been a good idea to read through the comments to see if somebody already asked the same question. But anyway, all right. Number one. This is from Monjack2444, Oscar Meraz, Logan Lyles, Camilles, Anthony Mazza, Sir Ganja Ripperton. And they all basically ask the same question. Have you seen anything weird, crazy, interesting finds, and did you film it? And what is the closest you have gotten? Okay, I haven't seen a whole lot of really interesting stuff in the air. I did see a F-117 stealth fighter flying, not last year, the year before, even though they've been retired for quite a while. The other thing I discovered is I found on satellite photos a bunch of cement pads that had been added recently, and a line trenched from the guard shack to all these cement pads, which is kind of weird. And it goes right out to a remote gate, which I visited. You can watch some of my other videos and you can see this what I call new device. I was there yesterday and it's still exactly the same. Although I think the pads are for some infrared cameras. They just haven't been installed yet. As far as how close I've gotten, the closest gate is I call 51 Road Gate. It's still about 10 miles to the base. The Groom Lake Road Gate is about 13 miles. All right, question number 2. Dutch Gaming 013. When was the first time you found the entrance of Area 51? I didn't find the entrance. Bruce Lee. What age were you when you got interested? When did you first visited it? Did you saw something suspicious? You married, got kids. What they think about this? You plan to do other bases. Droney76. When was the first time you went to Area 51? What set off this interest in the place? And then the game asks, hi there, sir. Can you tell me how many times have you actually visited Area 51? Excuse me. My interest in Area 51 started from listening to Art Bell on the radio back in the 90s. He was quite popular late night host, talked about all kinds of weirdness, including Area 51. And he had guests on like Bob Lazar, John Lear, a number of other old school Area 51 guys. Also from news groups, which people don't really use anymore at all. They were quite popular back in the day. I think it was called alt.conspiracy.area 51. And that's where I first heard about Bob Lazar and Glenn Campbell, etc. First time I went to Area 51 was in 2003. I have a phobia about flying. And I was driving down to a trade show in Las Vegas. And decided to make a little side trip, drove down the Groom Lake Road at night, took a few pictures and left. Those are on my website from 2003. And I've been there almost every year since, sometimes twice a year, so it's been about 13 times. I would have been about 41 at the time. I was married. I've since been divorced. I have a common law wife now, and I have 3 sons in their 20s. They think my obsession is weird but cool. They are amazed at the interest my YouTube channel gets. As far as other bases, I've been to Dugway. People call it Area 52. I'm not sure why. I really didn't see anything there. There is this sort of a base west of Salt Lake City called UTTR, Utah Test and Training Range. A lot of times you'll see some really big blimps flying over the UTTR. The other place I always go to watch is Tonopah Test Range, which is about 66 miles northwest of Area 51. If there's anywhere worth watching or calling Area 52, it's TTR, Tonopah Test Range. They based squadrons of F-117s there years before the public even knew they existed. And the F-117s are actually mothballed there now in hangars. And you can actually see the base from the highway. There's a section of highway where if you look carefully you can see it. Question number 3, did you watch the Area 51 film? I think you watched it, and I wonder that you can wear thermal clothes and try to reach the gate, and please record your adventure, please. If you won't do that, I will try it in the future because I'm wondering so much what happened in there. And then IBM Crew 1 asks, Area 51 film is far from reality. Frankly, I think that movie was crap. I never even made it through the whole movie. It actually went straight to video years after it was completed. I really have no belief or interest in the whole ET or alien scenario. I really don't believe in any of that. Could you sneak in dressed in thermal clothes? I suppose, but you'd probably be better off disguising yourself as a cow. There are free-range cattle all over here, north of the base. The rancher that owns them actually has a security clearance, so he can go in, actually goes into the base to round up the cattle. Sorry, losing my voice here. Zane the Alien. Have you ever visited the area at nighttime? It would be pretty spooky. And then Wesley Beer asks, can you go to Area 51 in the evening, night, and film it or something? Well, actually it's evening here now. I actually camp out in the desert close to Area 51 in my RV. It's all BLM public land here, so you can pretty much camp anywhere you want. So I've been here a lot of nights. I really haven't seen anything at night. I've heard a lot of jet aircraft flying over, but it's so dark you can't see them. I've seen flares dropped when they're doing exercises. What is amazing here is the stars. The night sky is just awesome here. So if you're somebody that likes to drag your telescope on trips, this is the place to come. It's really amazing. Number 5, Alex and. Why don't you ever try to talk to one of the guards, and you should try sometime. Billy Zaventzeris. Have the camo dudes ever tried to talk to you, and have they ever flashed their light bar at you? Carlos, I'm not going to try this. Carlos Perez. There's 2 middle names. Would happen if you approach the military and try to talk to them when they follow you. Greetings from Mexico. They have and always will retreat away from you. They aren't military. They're a contract security force. They'll actually drive right back across the border if you try and chase them to try and get away. That's what they're supposed to do. That's their job description. Watch and only approach if you cross the border or threaten them somehow. I've chased them back out many times when they followed me into a remote location. They will drive ahead a ways and then slow down until you catch up and then take off again. And then keep their distance and keep their eye on you. So no, they don't talk to you. They've waved at me a few times when I've waved at them, but usually they're pretty stoic. Number 6, Alfie Sidebottom. Will you ever use a drone? Black Steel. Hi mate. When you use the drone, And I need to know what camera you have for drone and what drone you have. Thanks, mate. Oh, Dulce Seeker. Hi, what about the new drone prohibition? What has changed since your last visit? Thank you for your responses, and your presence there is greatly appreciated. Okay, so there is a new ordinance from the Lincoln County. Came into effect earlier this year. Was pretty much demanded from the United States Air Force. I asked for and got a copy of the ordinance. I can't tell you verbatim what's on it. I'll post it up on my website once I get home. It's pretty vague. Basically, it says you cannot fly a drone with a camera anywhere near the border if it can see anything across the border. So, I mean, how far away from the border would you have to be? Like, it's ridiculous. But I mean, it's the same as the laws they have, or the rules they try to put in place about taking pictures. There's no way they could ever enforce it. I mean, everybody goes to the border and takes pictures. You can't see anything from the border anyway, so the best you're going to get is a picture of the camo dudes in their truck. I do have a drone with me, but I'm not sure if I'm going to chance getting caught flying it, because they're going to make an example of the first people to catch. And I really don't want that to happen. I do have some video footage of some guy that did fly a drone over the border, but for whatever reason, that guy won't respond to my emails anymore, so I don't know what happened with him. Maybe that footage will see the light of day at some point. Number 7, Simon Milner. If you had the opportunity to get past all security levels within Area 51, what would you do first? If you had all area access, I mean. And then Simon Milner again asks, if a camo dude offered you a safe passage in back of their truck, past no entry signs, and told you they would take you to the highly classified hangars, but you couldn't take pictures or video, how would you feel? Well, it's pretty simple. I want to look in all the hangars, every one of them, especially the 2 newest ones. See what's in there. Number 8, Thijs Masters. What do you think the base is used for? And then Keith Gunby asks, what kind of aircraft do you think are currently being tested at the area? The prime use of this base, and it always has been since it was developed, was to test new secret aircraft. I expect the LRS-B, the long-range strike bomber, or is it strategic bomber? I'm not sure. The B-3, the successor to the B-2, or whatever they're calling it, is being tested here. Also, the SR-72, which is in development to replace the long-retired SR-71. They've announced that they are developing that. I would expect any new fighters, next generation, to replace F-22 and F-35, and probably a number of unmanned aircraft. The SR-72, though, that's the one I would love to get a picture of. IBM Crew 1 asks, tell us new things that you noticed this year. Not much. It really doesn't change much out here. Someone put up a weird sign at the beginning of Groom Lake Road. It's some kind of dedication or something. I'll take some pictures and put it on my website. Also, the signs at the border are new. They've added the no drone thing. They're bigger signs on each side of the road. And I haven't gone down to Groom Lake Road yet, but I'll be probably going down there tomorrow. So I'll be taking video of the new signs or anything else new there at the border. Max asks, hi, Area 51 rider. Aren't you afraid of the possibility that the security guards, those camera dudes or whatever they are, try to arrest you? You have not done anything wrong, but I believe that at this moment they surely know that there's a certain man that visits them quite often. Well, I'm not the only guy. There's lots of kooks like me that come here. Afraid of arresting me? No. Unless I do something stupid like cross the border, which maybe happened once, and I learned. They know who I am. The sheriff in Alamo told me that in 2014, I was in Alamo, he pulled me over, told me the military had called them and they'd run my plates twice that day. He just pulled me over to tell me that. So they know who I am. And I know where the border is. at all times. I have like tons of maps, and I have it programmed in my GPS. I know where the gates are, so there's no way I'm going to cross the border by accident. Simon Milner asks another question. Last one from me. Any idea what happened to the two old ladies that shot by them kids and went through no entry signs? That's actually one of my other videos. It's not my video, but I got permission to put it up. That's one of the few videos of somebody crossing the border or over the border. I'm not 100% sure what happened to the old ladies, but what usually happens is they get the security camo dudes detain them. They call the sheriff. The sheriff shows up. They get a $600 fine each, and then they get released. The sheriff in Alamo told me the same scenario happens a number of times each week. So it's not that uncommon. It is uncommon that somebody gets it on video, but it happens quite often, apparently. Trashcraft asks, you should check out the Area 52 level from Pixel Gun 3D. I have no idea what that is. Dan let's try this again. Dan Ramabladi. Can't the public simply make a Freedom of Information request to the U.S. government to find out what's going on in Area 51? The CIA actually released a number of Area 51 documents a while ago. Basically, that's the first time the government has acknowledged the existence of the base. But to my knowledge, you can't do a FOIA, Freedom of Information request on stuff that is still classified. So, I mean, anything pretty much related to the base is still classified. Fahim Sattar, do you believe that since Area 51 came to the public eye, it's become a decoy now to attract people to it? Yeah, and there's some more stuff about Area 52 North, and then some alien stuff. I don't believe in the whole ET alien story, so I really have no comment on that. The only sort of secret base I know of relatively close is in Utah. That's called Dugway, and Dugway is a proving ground for the Army. True Heroes asks, what attracts you the most to Area 51? Well, the possibility of catching a new secret aircraft in flight, doing flight tests, and getting a picture or video of it. It's not usual that happens, but people did get some grainy pictures of the F-117 before it became public. Anonymous asks, hey, do you think you will ever learn something relevant, interesting, and important from the Area 51 just by looking around? I mean, they have pretty good security. Do you think you could snatch something big? Probably not. I show you Apple. Why has no one covered the security cameras on Tickaboo Peak that is illegally monitoring people on public land? Do you think I could hike up there and cover it, set up a hidden camera somewhere on the ground, and see what company, maybe the Air Force, goes to remove the cover, I would put on the camera? I really don't have any answer to that. This topic has been covered on abovetopsecret.com website in the Area 51 forum. The devices and cameras are supposed to be a weather station. However, for some reason, the DoD has partly funded it. People claim the cameras, they are moved to follow them. If you mess with it, you would probably get charged with vandalism. Although I don't need the government taking my picture if I climb up there and get added to a database somewhere. Although I'm pretty certain I'm already in that database. Just under my feet, asks, hi, there is no risk for you in terms of law to enter the Area 51. Yeah, you get detained, arrested, fined, released. Yeah, once was enough, don't ask. Cognition Wings has 3 questions, 2 of which I've already answered. Are you able to metal detect out there? Yeah, why not metal detect? I have a gold bug metal detector. I bought it to use searching out at old mines, just for looking for stuff. Gold nuggets, yeah, right. I have been thinking about maybe I'd check out the possibility of using it to find a road sensor around here, so that might be something that happens. Herp Derp asks, any actual military presence near the base, even within a couple miles, trucks, Humvees? Okay, during the week there's always fighter jets from Nellis flying north and north and east of Area 51, because there are MOAs, military operating areas, that they've designated for training flights. So if you're north of Area 51 during the week, during weekday, you're probably going to see contrails and fighter jets flying overhead. They have nothing to do with Area 51. They're to do with Nellis Air Force Base out of Las Vegas. And then they have red flag a couple times, or numerous times a year, a few times a year. I'm not going to get into red flag. You can Google that. Ayani Kasumi asks, can you still go to the back gate and signs? Yes, and I will be going there in the next few days. Dat Cookie Doo asks, my question is, do you love me as a viewer as much as I love all my viewers and subscribers? I do. Smith Film Productions. Do you give people rides out there to show them the perimeter? No, not really. I'm from Canada and I come down here once a year. And when I come out here, I like to be alone. So that really doesn't appeal to me. I am considering writing a viewer's guide, like an Area 51 viewer's guide for people that want to come out here and need a guide to where to go and where to find things. Someone did it in the 90s, but it's pretty outdated now. So keep an eye on my website, and I might do that. Arian Sazniski asks, every question I want to ask you, I don't want to post on a public forum. Enjoy the travels, friend. I'm up in Alaska on a cruise with the lady, enjoying the northern lights. Thanks to the video and branching out. Okay, so if you don't want to post something on YouTube, send me an email. My email address is area.51@telus.net. That's TELUS, telus.net. Again, area.51@telus.net. One more question, and then I'm done. Kiss the Swiss. There has been a big fire in the Area 51. You've shown us. Do you have an explanation? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know when that was and what it was about, so I have no answer for that. And that's it for questions. So stay tuned to my channel. I'll try and post some snips of some of the videos I take in the next little while, and stay tuned. Bye.